The gym, a place for gains, goals, and truly insane complaints. Forget broken treadmills. We're talking about people who think that sweat is a valid reason for a refund. Today, we're exposing 55 of the most mind-blowing grievances ever filed in the world of American fitness. These stories are so ridiculous, you'll question everything you thought you knew about common sense. Let's get started. 1. A personal trainer received a formal complaint from a new client because their session was making her sweat. She was genuinely shocked that physical exertion led to perspiration and accused the trainer of pushing her too hard. She explained she just wanted to get toned, but refused to do anything that would cause discomfort or, God forbid, ruin her makeup. She basically wanted results without the work. 2. A woman at a high-end California gym demanded a full refund after 1 week because the other members were too fit and intimidating. She argued the marketing photos showed diverse body types, but the reality of seeing people in shape was, in her words, demotivating. Apparently, she expected to be the most athletic person in the room on day 1, and the presence of dedicated members was ruining her fantasy. 3. In the social media age, gyms have become production studios. A manager received a complaint from aspiring influencers against a trainer. Their issue? He politely asked them to stop using the only squat rack as a prop for a TikTok dance they'd been filming for 45 minutes. They weren't even lifting. Their official complaint stated the trainer was stifling their creativity and disrupting their brand workflow. 4. A woman complained about the gym's environmental negligence, arguing the calories burned on cardio machines were being wastefully dissipated. She presented a detailed hand-drawn schematic, proposing that every machine be retrofitted to connect to the building's electrical grid. Her complaint stated it was the gym's ethical duty to harness this untapped human-generated power, essentially turning the members into a living power plant for the facility. 5. Many gyms offer a kids club so parents can work out. One parent took this service a little too seriously. He complained that the childcare staff was only babysitting his 3-year-old son with toys and cartoons. He genuinely expected them to be actively training his toddler on the fundamentals of kettlebell swings and proper deadlift form. He was angry the gym wasn't starting his toddler on a strength training regimen. 6. This complaint came from a trainer about a client's strange request. The client, a man in his 50s, insisted the trainer count all his reps in fluent French. The client didn't speak French, he just felt it sounded more sophisticated and European, which he claimed enhanced his workout. When the trainer, who did not speak French, refused, the client complained that his trainer was unwilling to provide a worldly and cultured fitness experience. 7. A personal trainer got a formal complaint filed against him for a shocking lack of knowledge. The client had asked him, in the middle of a set of squats, "What is the capital of Germany?" The trainer, understandably, didn't know. The client argued that a trainer's job is to be a holistic life coach, and that should include a basic command of world geography. 8. A beautiful gym was built with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a serene public park. A fantastic perk, right? Wrong. A member complained the view was too distracting. He claimed that watching happy people walking their dogs and enjoying the sunshine made him want to be outside, thus sabotaging his motivation to stay inside the gym. He unironically asked if management could install frosted glass to block out the pleasant scenery. 9. You'd think a client would want a knowledgeable trainer. You'd be wrong. A trainer received a formal complaint from his client because he was too educational. Every time the trainer explained which muscle group an exercise targeted and why the form was important, the client grew frustrated. His official complaint stated, "I'm not paying him to give me a biology lesson, I'm paying him to make me look good." He wanted a human remote control, not an expert. 10. A member filed a formal complaint that the gym's colorful, rubber-coated dumbbells were ruining her Instagram aesthetic. She explained to the manager, with complete seriousness, that her entire fitness brand was built on a minimalist, neutral color palette. The bright red 10-pounders and yellow 15s were, in her words, aggressively clashing with her beige workout set, compromising her brand's integrity. Her proposed solution? She asked if the gym could provide a separate set of aesthetically pleasing monochrome weights for content creators. 11. Spin classes are notoriously loud, but one woman's complaint took it to a whole new level. She formally argued that the music, already blasting, wasn't loud enough. She insisted it needed to be at a painful, concert-level volume to be truly immersive and push her to her limits. When the manager calmly explained the very real risk of permanent hearing damage to other members, she was unfazed. Her solution? She suggested the gym provide mandatory earplugs for anyone who couldn't handle the auditory assault she personally required for motivation. 12. Here's a complaint from a trainer's perspective that feels like a scene out of a movie. He filed a formal grievance against an incredibly wealthy client who insisted on having his personal butler follow him around the gym floor during sessions. This impeccably dressed butler's sole job was to hold a polished silver tray with a chilled water bottle and a fluffy white towel, and to formally announce each upcoming exercise. The trainer finally asked the butler to wait outside, only for the client to file a counter-complaint, citing a breach of his luxury fitness experience. 13. Here's a new level of pride in one's own effort. A member complained to management after the overnight cleaning crew wiped down a bench he had used. Why? He had left a perfect full-body sweat angel on the black leather and was planning to take a picture of it the next morning as a trophy. He was furious that the staff's commitment to basic hygiene had robbed him of his social media content. 14. Wiping down your equipment is just basic gym etiquette, but one member complained that the provided disinfectant spray was too clean. He argued that the sterile, chemical smell was completely killing his primal workout vibe. In his mind, the natural scent of human effort was far more motivating than a hygienic environment. He was essentially demanding the gym be allowed to get dirtier, sacrificing basic health standards for the sake of his preferred atmospheric filth. 15. Most cardio machines have built-in TVs. One woman complained that the channel selection was ruining her workout. She claimed that watching the news or sports was raising her cortisol levels due to stress, which is counterproductive to weight loss. Her demand? She wanted the gym to add the Cartoon Network to the lineup so she could watch something less emotionally demanding while on the elliptical. What's your go-to show to watch on the treadmill? 16. The gym's vending machine was stocked with protein bars, baked chips, and zero sugar drinks. One man filed a complaint that this was an act of nutritional discrimination. He argued that after a hard workout, he deserved a real reward, not sad health food. His formal request was for the gym to start stocking the machine with candy bars, full sugar sodas, and donuts to cater to members who wanted to immediately undo all the work they had just done. 17. One man complained his personal trainer was insufficiently intimidating. He didn't just want encouragement, he wanted the full Hollywood movie experience, yelling, insults, maybe even a threat or two. The trainer politely refused, citing basic professionalism and human decency. The client's complaint stated this polite approach was robbing him of his motivation and demanded a more verbally abusive coaching style. What do you think? Is there a line a trainer should never cross, even if the client asks for it? 18. For several weeks, a man kept complaining about his unlucky locker assignment. He was in locker number 13 and was absolutely convinced it was hexing his workouts, causing him to miss lifts and feel weak. He didn't just ask to switch to a different locker. He demanded the gym completely remove the number 13 from their entire system. This would involve renumbering hundreds of lockers, all because its mere presence was, in his words, creating negative energy throughout the facility. 19. The gym's juice bar sold a popular green protein shake called the Hulk, made with spinach and kale. One member, who happened to be a lawyer, filed a multi-page, meticulously written complaint alleging false advertising. His argument was a masterpiece of absurdity. After drinking the shake daily for a month, he had not developed superhuman strength, nor had his skin turned even a faint shade of green. He accused the gym of making unprovable claims and demanded they rename the shake to something more literal, like blended vegetable and protein mixture. 20. This might be the new king of irrational complaints, bending both space and logic. A woman complained that another member was staring at her during her workout. The manager observed the situation and saw the other person was on the opposite side of the room, facing completely away. The woman then clarified. The other member's reflection in the massive wall mirror was in her far peripheral vision, and this two-dimensional image was crowding her personal workout space. She wanted the other person who was doing nothing wrong to move. 21. Early morning yoga is supposed to be about greeting the day. But for one woman, the day was the problem. She filed a complaint that the 6 a.m. sunrise yoga class was too bright. She claimed the natural sunlight streaming through the large windows was blinding and ruined the class's calming ambiance. Her proposed solution wasn't to wear an eye mask, but for the luxury gym to install automated room-darkening blackout curtains that could block out the actual sun. 22. In a densely populated gym, personal space is a premium. One man took this concept to an almost metaphysical level. He complained that another gym member, who was working out a full 10 feet away, was breathing his air. He argued that the other man's heavy exhales were traveling across the room and depleting the oxygen in his immediate vicinity. He wasn't just claiming the guy had bad breath. He was filing a formal complaint about air theft. 23. Some people go to the gym to work out, others go to be seen. A woman at a high-end club complained that the general standard of attire was unacceptable. She claimed that other members wearing old t-shirts and non-designer shorts were ruining the upscale ambiance and clashing with her own curated workout aesthetic. She seriously suggested the gym implement a dress code, complete with brand recommendations. So, let me ask you, is gym fashion a real thing, or has it gone completely too far? 24. Imagine a serene yoga class. Dim lights, calming music. That peace was shattered when a woman stormed out to complain about the instructor. Her problem? The music was too quiet and boring. She demanded the instructor scrap the tranquil soundtrack and instead play her personal workout playlist. She proudly showed it to the manager. It consisted entirely of aggressive death metal. 25. Group classes are all about shared energy, but one woman in a Zumba class felt another member had too much of it. She complained the woman in the front row was too good at dancing. She claimed her flawless, high-energy moves were distracting and demoralizing to the less coordinated participants, making them feel inadequate. She wasn't accusing her of showing off. She was genuinely angry that someone else's talent was making her own experience less enjoyable. 26. Equipment misuse is common, but this one is special. A trainer had to intervene when he saw a woman using the complex cable crossover machine as a personal clothesline. She had draped her sweaty towel, her hoodie, and even her socks across the cables and was using the machine's slow movement to air dry them. Her complaint, when told to stop, was that the locker room was too humid for effective drying and the machine was the perfect, logical alternative. 27. To celebrate success stories, a gym put up a Member of the Month poster featuring a man who had lost over 100 pounds. It was meant to be inspiring, but one member complained it was toxic. She argued that featuring such a dramatic transformation set unrealistic and unattainable standards for the average person. She demanded they take it down and replace it with someone who had achieved a more relatable goal, like losing 5 pounds or just remembering to show up twice a week. What do you think is more motivating? Seeing incredible results or smaller, more achievable ones? 28. Parking lots can be a battleground, but this complaint wasn't about a lack of spaces. A man complained to the manager that the gym's parking lot was too big. He argued that on busy days he had to park so far away that the walk to the front door served as an unwanted warm-up. leaving him partially fatigued before his actual workout even began. He was genuinely annoyed that the convenience of ample parking was inconveniently tiring him out. 29. There are few sounds more definitive than a metal locker door slamming shut. For one member, that sound was a source of deep distress. She filed a complaint that the noise was emotionally jarring and disrupted the post-workout zen she tried to cultivate. She didn't just ask people to be more careful, she demanded the gym invest in a full-scale renovation to install premium soft-close hinges on every single one of the hundreds of lockers in the facility. 30. Gyms often paint motivational quotes on the walls to inspire people. But for one woman, inspiration felt a lot like a personal attack. She complained that quotes like, "Don't wish for it, work for it," and "Your only limit is you," were too aggressive and bossy. She told the manager that she felt the walls were yelling at her, creating a high-pressure environment. She suggested they be replaced with more gentle, affirming phrases like, "You're doing great," or "Thanks for stopping by." 31. While most complaints about gym music are about volume, one man's issue was purely about the mood. He filed a complaint that the upbeat pop music playing over the speakers was emotionally incompatible with his intense weightlifting routine. He seriously requested the gym implement a genre schedule with designated hours for his preferred workout music, dark ambient and industrial metal. He felt his gains were suffering because he couldn't lift to happy music. 32. You know those small complimentary towels most gyms offer? For one man, their quality was the problem. He complained they were too absorbent. He claimed the towel was wicking sweat off his body so efficiently that it made him feel cold and disrupted his workout flow, a sensation he found unacceptable. He seriously asked if the management could source some less effective, partially synthetic towels that wouldn't perform their job so well. 33. A luxury gym with a beautiful indoor pool received a bizarre complaint from a woman who just wanted to float. She was angry that other members were constantly swimming laps in the lap pool. She claimed their rhythmic splashing and movement was disrupting her peaceful meditative floating session. Her official complaint demanded the gym designate specific no swimming hours for the lap pool. 34. Fitness trainers expect to smell sweat and chalk, not baked tilapia. A trainer in Florida had to confront a member using the men's locker room microwave to cook his fish and broccoli for the week. When told to stop, the man complained the gym wasn't meal prep friendly. The whole facility smelled like a seafood restaurant that lost its air conditioning. All right, I have to ask, what's the weirdest thing you've ever smelled in a public space? 35. The assisted pull-up machine is designed to help people build strength by providing a counterbalance. One member, however, saw it differently. He complained the machine was broken because the knee pad kept pushing him up, when all he wanted to do was a relaxing, deep hang to stretch his back. He was complaining about the machine doing its one and only job because he had invented a completely different purpose for it in his head. 36. A woman repeatedly complained the leg press machine was dangerously broken. Maintenance found nothing wrong. Finally, a manager observed her. She was sitting in it completely backward, facing away from the pads, trying to push the heavy platform with her hands. Her formal complaint was that the machine was poorly designed because it failed to function as a bizarre seated chest press. She was so convinced she was right, she refused to believe that wasn't its intended purpose. 37. Saving equipment with a towel is a classic gym controversy. One woman complained that her towel, which she had draped over a leg press machine for 45 minutes to reserve it while she attended a yoga class in another room, had been moved by another member. Her complaint wasn't just that it was moved, but that the gym lacked a clear policy protecting her right to reserve equipment for extended periods. What's the longest you've seen someone claim a machine they weren't using? 38. Temperature is a common source of disagreement in any shared space. But one man's complaint was about the thermostat's location. He demanded to know why the thermostat was in a central area and not directly next to his favorite treadmill. He argued he should have a personalized climate zone, and that it was illogical for someone on the other side of the room to influence the temperature he was experiencing. 39. Even the showers aren't safe from ridiculous complaints. A member complained that the complimentary body wash provided in the men's locker room was subpar. His issue wasn't an allergy or the scent. He argued it was unacceptable because it didn't contain exfoliating microbeads. He claimed the gym was neglecting the critical post-workout skincare needs of its members and demanded they upgrade to a luxury spa-quality brand. 40. A woman filed a complaint about the digital scale in the locker room. Her issue wasn't with its accuracy, but with its sound. The loud final beep it made when the weight was locked in was, in her words, unnecessarily aggressive and judgmental. She claimed the shrill, authoritative tone delivered the news in a way that was startling and emotionally damaging. Her proposed solution wasn't to silence it. She suggested the gym invest in a high-end spa-quality scale that offered a selection of gentler notification sounds, such as a soft chime or a calming harp strum. 41. The quiet, steamy sanctuary of the gym sauna was the target of one woman's bizarre fury. She lodged a complaint that another member was meditating too loudly. When the baffled manager asked how that was even possible, she explained that the person's deep, rhythmic breathing was aggressive and was violently invading her personal silence bubble. She wasn't asking for quiet meditation. She was demanding a form of meditation that was, apparently, completely undetectable to all human senses. 42. A personal trainer was fired by his client via a very serious email. The reason? The client had seen the trainer's car in the parking lot and found it unimpressive. The client's logic was flawless in his own mind. How can he teach me to build a superior body if he drives an inferior 2012 Honda Civic? He was complaining that the trainer's personal financial status didn't align with the premium image he was trying to achieve. 43. Treadmills are for walking or running. That seems straightforward, right? Not for one man who became irate when staff told him to stop using one as his personal lunch table. Every single day, he would set the machine to its slowest possible speed, place his takeout container on the console, and use the moving belt as a personal conveyor to slowly deliver food to his mouth, bite by bite. He complained that stopping him was ruining his multitasking efficiency and his entire lunch routine. 44. A woman in a group fitness class complained that the polished hardwood floor was too reflective. She wasn't worried about slipping. She was upset that when she looked down, she could clearly see the reflection of her own strained workout face. She found this so embarrassing and off-putting that she demanded the gym install a matte, non-reflective floor so she wouldn't have to witness herself putting in the effort. 45. While most locker room complaints are about too much noise, one man complained about the exact opposite. He filed a grievance that his gym's locker room was uncomfortably silent and antisocial. He claimed the quiet atmosphere, where everyone minded their own business, was weird, and he missed the days of loud, boisterous conversations. He was literally complaining that people were being too respectful of each other's space. 46. You can't please everyone with water temperature, but this complaint set a new record. A member complained that the water from the drinking fountain was too cold. He claimed the icy water gave him a temporary brain freeze, which he insisted was disrupting his delicate mind-muscle connection and throwing off his entire workout. He asked if they could adjust it to be just slightly cooler than room temperature, but not cold. 47. An LA Fitness member complained to the front desk that the gym's mirrors were unflattering and too realistic. He seriously suggested they install mirrors like those in department store dressing rooms, which are slightly curved to make people look taller and thinner. He wasn't at the gym to see reality. He was there for a daily dose of delusion, apparently. 48. In an attempt to improve the atmosphere, a gym began using a light, pleasant lavender scent diffuser. This backfired immediately. One of the gym's most intense powerlifters complained that the spa-like scent was making him sleepy, and killing his aggression. He demanded they turn it off and let the gym go back to its natural smell, which he described fondly as iron, ambition, and sweat. 49. A man lodged a complaint about the gym's parking lot, but not because it was full. His issue was that the painted parking spaces were too wide. He argued that the generous spacing made it too easy to park perfectly, which prevented members from feeling a sense of community and shared struggle before their workout even began. He unironically suggested they make the spots narrower to foster more camaraderie. 50. Many gyms have a large analog clock on the wall. For one woman, this clock was a source of constant judgment. She complained that watching the second hand sweep around made her feel rushed and anxious about how long she was resting between sets. Her solution? She asked the gym to replace it with a digital clock that didn't display the seconds, so time would feel like it was passing more slowly. 51. The rowing machine is a simple concept. You sit, you pull, you slide. One member, however, lodged a complaint that it was built entirely backward. He argued that in order to see the progress screen, you had to pull the handles from an awkward position behind your body. After a manager gently explained that he was supposed to be facing the other way, the man became defensive. He left a 1-star review online, claiming the staff was unhelpful and the equipment was counterintuitive. 52. You often hear complaints about people not using spotters for heavy lifts. This one is the exact opposite. A man demanded a mandatory spotter be assigned to him by the gym for the bicep curl machine. He claimed the unsupported strain on his arms was dangerous, and that the gym was being negligent by not providing a spotter for every single piece of equipment. He was complaining about a lack of safety protocols for an exercise that requires absolutely zero spotting. 53. A simple, "Have a great workout" from the front desk staff is standard customer service. For one woman, it was a source of immense pressure. She filed a grievance stating this friendly send-off made her feel obligated to perform at a high level, which caused her pre-workout anxiety. She requested that staff switch to a more neutral greeting like a simple "hello" or "scan accepted" to avoid setting any performance expectations for her visit. 54. A new member struggled to bench press with 45-pound plates, then complained to staff they were too heavy. When they suggested using lighter 10 or 25-pound plates, he flatly refused. He insisted his online workout plan required a 45 on each side for it to be effective. His official complaint demanded the gym get special, beginner, 45-pound plates that simply weighed less. He didn't want to be strong, he just wanted to look the part. 55. A woman accused the heart rate sensor on an elliptical of body-shaming her. She explained that every time she grabbed the metal handles, the screen would display her heart rate, which was often high. She felt this was the machine's way of judging her for being out of shape. She wasn't arguing that the sensor was inaccurate, she was complaining that its factual data was being rude to her. And that's our list. 55 reminders that the heaviest thing some people lift at the gym is their own sense of entitlement. After hearing all of that, we have a simple question for you. Are you a dedicated gym person, or do you stay far, far away? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this trip into the absurd, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.